Kevin O'Leary, a very successful Canadian entrepreneur, a Canadian beauty, that is for sure. And in this video, it seems like he's going to be shitting all over our boy Justin Trudeau.
Zero executional skills. He is a horrible manager. He perhaps is the worst manager Canada's ever been under. The absolute worst. It can't get worse. So let me apply what I believe are good executional skills, and I'll turn this country around.
Kevin O'Leary has made it official, having just announced his candidacy for the Conservative leadership live on his Facebook page just moments ago.
Born in Montreal, and we have to be competitive as a country. Now, obviously, it was a big surprise when Donald Trump got elected in the U.S. He's changed all the rules with our largest trading partner. I would have expected that Justin Trudeau would have waited to find out what the policies were going to be just 17 miles south of the border, and then pivot and make Canada competitive on taxes.
The government is introducing a carbon tax on heat, gas, and groceries. Will the government also apply the HST and GST on the tax?
Because that is a key element of our government's effort to fight climate change.
Canadians can't afford to pay any more. Will she charge the HST and the carbon tax, yes or no?
Ordinary taxes will be levied in the ordinary fashion.
Raising taxes and implementing carbon taxes, making it very uncompetitive for companies in Ontario and Alberta to compete with the U.S. That's a big mistake, and it shows that he doesn't understand what the driving force is of Canada.
So this is one thing that's often talked about, like we shouldn't have a business guy run a country, we shouldn't have a Trump or whatever, but the reality is, I can't think of a better comparison, but like running a country is very, very similar to running a business. Now, obviously we're dealing with people, you're running a balance sheet, you're trying to stimulate, you're trying to raise capital, bring money to this country, grow this country. Like, I don't know, dude, sounds a lot like a business to me. So, well, the problem is you're getting shit on no matter what you do. It seems like it would be so smart to have a guy like Kevin O'Leary, proud Canadian, proud business owner, knows markets, knows how the economy flows, knows how money works.
First thing I'm going to do is make sure that we can look at the big issues. We have to grow jobs here and get the economy growing at 3%. In order to do that, we've got to strip away all these carbon taxes and replace it with a more efficient way of reducing emissions. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm one of the first graduates in environmental studies under Sally Lerner back in 1977. This is before anybody talked about climate change. There's a better way to do that. Number two, our taxes have to be competitive with the U.S. I'm not saying we have to have lower taxes, we need competitive taxes. And the other issue is the regulatory environment is stifling our growth. There's $129 billion of projects in Canada that are not moving forward because we've over-regulated or we're not allowing them to proceed. That is $8 billion worth of job income each year that's being squandered. This is poor management at Justin's level.
Instead, we voted for the nerd, Andrew Scheer. Anyway.
Canada is the richest country on earth, run by idiots.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And I hate to say that as a Canadian because I have a passport. Business is politics every day. You're always trying to solve problems, negotiate
So why,
deals,
with the exception of Donald Trump, do they not make headway?
Well, the point is Trump had both skills, great orator, great communicator, and had some experience in business, no question about that. And I would say when you go into presidential politics, and for me as an investor, and at the end of the day, we're all investors in America because we take our money and we put it into savings, and we want the economy to work. What matters more than just the leadership role and the orator role and who's the president is what's the policy. And at the end of the day, I invest in policy. So I'm looking for leadership that's going to give me a package of policy. And under the Trump leadership, he was very controversial. There's no question about it. Right. But look at the policy for small business where I operate, which is 68% of the economy. That policy, less regulation, more pro-business, lower taxes, that's the kind of stuff that makes an economy grow, and you're seeing that benefit right now.
Imagine we had that in Canada, less government, less policies, less red tape, just more capitalism, more entrepreneurism. People can start businesses easier, hire people easier. This is one of the things with Canada that is just screwing up right now. I mean, investors like myself are literally fleeing the country in droves, taking away housing from Canada and bringing housing to the US because they're more business friendly. They want us to come down. It is easier to do business. It is easier to get financing. We can get mortgages in the US so easy, even as a foreign national buyer. Like, it's insane the amount of like red tape and mud we have to sludge through in Canada. And I think more and more investors are realizing that, especially, and the more we learn about business, we start looking around and going, hey, like, why the hell am I here? With social media, with YouTube videos, kind of the videos that I'm making, explaining what we're doing in the US, how much it's easier to find deals, they cash flow better, the landlord-tenant board rules are absolutely incredible, and we're just losing businesses in droves. You have a leader like Trudeau who's just way too left. But when it comes to economics and policies and taxation, fiscal policies, monetary policies, like, the guy's a fucking idiot and he doesn't realize what's going on. He's losing the grasp. He's gonna lose the next election because now Canadian citizens are starting to feel that pain from his shitty policies and the way Canada's being run.
There's a new warning today about the number of Canadians at risk of going hungry, and concerns the situation will only get worse and the food banks may not be able to keep up.
Like, dude, we're in the middle of a fucking giant inflation fight and you're just throwing more inflation on the fire by taxing everything, making everything be more expensive. You're insane. You don't understand economics 101. But I have to understand and think that he does. Like, he's not an idiot. Like, he grew up in a very privileged family, went to great quality schools. His fucking father was a prime minister. Like, I have to think the guy knows about economics. He understands how things work. He can't be that big of an idiot. But why he keeps putting these crappy policies through, hurting his people, I don't know. There's got to be something higher up going on. And I'm not saying this is some crazy conspiracy going on. Like, I don't know, dude. But there's something going on.
I'm looking forward to the debates. So bring on the Burgums of the world. Let's hear what they got.
On this part of the interview, it seems like he's talking about the U.S. president and the U.S. elections. And you're probably thinking, like, I don't know, why does this matter? You know, as a Canadian investor, you know, you have to pay attention to what's going on in the U.S. Canada politics is like a joke. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if we want a more conservative or Republican president as the next president, please, let's do that. It will affect Canadian policies and economy greatly. Whatever they do, we kind of do. So whenever we have this kumbaya, no fiscal responsibility, it's just more and more and more crap policies that look good on the world stage, but the people in Canada are actually greatly suffering.
Why did I move my business out of highly taxed Ontario to Cambridge, Massachusetts? Because it's America. It's where you go if you're an entrepreneur. Why does everybody want to move here from around the world? Because that dream can come true. I came from nothing. America gave me that opportunity to grow a business and turn it into multi-billion dollars in transactions.
The more and more we invest in the US and go visit the US and live in the US over the winter, like, I wish I would have known about the US, honestly, like 10 years ago, because we would have made so much more money. But you just feel it when you're down there. And yes, they have their problems. They have gun problems, for real severe problems. But economically speaking, like, America has fucking got it going on, and we should take a lesson or two from them. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Who do you think should run this country? What type of skills should they have? If you have anybody in mind that you think should run for election in Canada in the next couple of years, let me know all of that in the comments, and we can keep the debate going there. I'll see you in the next video.